The evidence of climate change is building all the time, but I think we need something akin to the ozone hole, something that is absolutely clear and almost indisputable. And specifically with climate change, we haven't yet got there.
It's not so easy to tell people, let's say in Europe, that yes, we've got the climate problem, unless they see very clear signals that there is a climate problem. But if the sky is blue, there's very little pollution in the air, and so on. Why should I go through a process that will, of hardship, to try to change something that I don't quite see with my own eyes?
We don't know what the consequence of this will be, but it says we're absolutely certain that climate is going to be severely disrupted and there will be climate chaos.
Increasingly you see these issues coming together in very different formats and constellations. So in the early 70s, when we had a series of oil shocks, it was just energy. And now it's energy security and it's food security and it's water security and it's climate security and it's different forms of security, and they're all coming together at the same point.
Issue after issue emerged because we didn't really solve the previous one. We addressed the symptoms of it, and then the root causes started to morph together into a more complicated issue. And it's as if we as humanity have been saying, no, it's not enough of a challenge yet. We'll wait until we really have a good challenge. And then we really have a good challenge like climate change, a summative issue within which all of this happens. And then we say, oh, well, it's too big, we can't do it.
The worst affected are going to be the poorest in different parts of the world. And I certainly would like to see that in decision making, we are guided by a set of ethics which don't look at immediate and short-term gains, but essentially look at what I had the privilege of saying while accepting the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the IPCC, the old Indian philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the universe is one family. I think the time has come that living in this world of globalization doesn't only mean getting profits from globalization.
The issue that I think may serve as a wake-up call, if I were to select one issue, it would be, or one trend, it would be food prices. And particularly if it becomes more and more clear that rising food prices are being driven by climate change. It's one thing to talk about, CO2 emissions going from 280 parts per million to 380 parts per million. That doesn't really ring any bells. But people do understand food prices. They see them every week at the supermarket checkout counter. You don't have to draw pictures. And when people begin associating that rise in food prices with climate change, I think we'll see some dramatic changes.